What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Real Life, Real Crime is a true crime podcast brought to you by Woody Overton and executive producer Toby Tomplay in conjunction with iHeartRadio and Cloud 10 Media.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney prior to and during any questioning. You can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights?
Your crime spree was over, son. Yeah, you thought you had it licked, but Detective Overton made you sugar turn to shit. Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Warning. This episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, may contain descriptions of acts of violence or that are of a sexual nature and should be for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. I did not get the facts of these cases off of the internet or from some television show. The facts I'm retelling you were presented to me by the victims of the crimes or the perpetrators who committed the crimes against the victims. My description of the crime scenes are what I saw with my own 2 eyes. If you're gonna get offended, please turn this podcast off now. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Woody Overton. And then y'all, doing something different again today. And y'all, I want to preface this with all suspects are innocent until proven guilty. We're telling a story here, but all suspects are innocent until proven guilty. This is going to be a tough deal, but it's a necessary deal. First of all, I want to say that Toby Tomplay is actually with me today. Toby?
Yo, what's up, lifers?
And is producing this. We're recording at a remote location, so the sound quality, he's a genius and he'll fix it the best that he can. But we have microphones set up, and I'm in a large room with 5 family members on this case I'm about to tell you about. So I apologize for any audio or issues and what have you. And y'all, we're raw and unscripted, and I don't have any prepared questions or anything for what's about to go down. So you're gonna get it raw, and it'll be what it'll be. So y'all know I get requests from around the world, and certainly around the United States, every day from around the United States, for people to help me on their families' cases. And I'd said I wasn't going to do any more. And I still help people. I tell them, how to file public information requests and stuff like that on their families' cases. But I'd said I wasn't going to do any more. But then I had a bunch of lifers reaching out to me about this case that I'm about to tell you about. And I mean, a lot. And a lot of my close personal friends, just an overwhelming amount of contact with, Woody, will you please look into this? Woody, will you please look into this and try to help this family? And I put it off, more so because I was busy and then I was sick and everything else, and I put it off. But finally, I was God-led, and I made the phone call. I returned the phone call to Miss Lori Cash, and I'm thinking, I was just giving them some advice on how to get records, et cetera. Well, joke's on me. God had a different plan. Once I started speaking with Miss Lori, and she told me the overall general facts of this case and what happened and where it's at, I felt led to do this. And we're going to tell this story, and it's important, and I want y'all to listen, and however long it goes, it goes. It doesn't matter. What matters is the story gets told, and that once it's all out, then we'll figure out what our next step will be. So, but anyway, I want to start with, I guess, Miss Laura, we can start with you. Who wants to start? Anybody?
She's good.
Okay, so this is Miss Lori Cash. All right, can you say your name?
Lori Cash,
All right, Miss Lori, where are you from?
Prairieville.
Okay, and can you tell me just tell the listeners a real quick summary of how you reached out to me, or how we got hooked up, and the reason why? Why are we here today?
Reached out because our sister was murdered on March 29th.
And your sister's name?
Mary Peugeot.
Can you spell the last name?
Pourciau.
Okay.
And we haven't been getting a lot of answers. So a lot of people said to reach out to you, that you could help.
Okay, and I don't know that I can help, but I can tell a story and with y'all, and hopefully we'll get justice for your sister, Mary. Now the deal is, y'all, this is not a cold case. Okay, this is not Courtney Coco. This is not Miss Barbara Blount or any of the rest of the cold case y'all contacted me about. March the 9th.
29th.
I'm sorry, March the 29th. Is still recent. It's within the year, but there has been an investigation. But here's the main thing. This case, from what you provided me, and y'all, I just have a general overall view of it, but I've actually seen the death certificate on your sister. And what is the cause of death listed on that death certificate?
Homicide,
Huh.
asphyxiation by manual strangulation.
Okay, so that puts us out in front, y'all. It has already been classified as a homicide, and we're going to leave it there for now. But I want you to know this is a murder case. Homicide is defined as an illegal taking of a human life, all right, by another. So, out the gate, we're talking about the murder of Mary, okay? And how old was your sister? How old was Mary?
57.
57 years old. And okay, I'm gonna go around the room real quick and introduce everybody else. Your name? Yeah, I'm horrible with names, y'all. I'll forget them. Okay.
Margaret Morgan.
Margaret Morgan.
I'm 2 years younger than my sister Mary.
Okay. And where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from here, but I've been living in Chattanooga since 1987.
Okay, cool. All right. And
I'm Dorothy Schutz. I live in Denham Springs.
okay. And
I'm the oldest.
the oldest. So how many? 5? Or well, 6
There were
with
6
Mary,
of
right?
us.
Okay. All right. Sir.
Lucius Boudreaux, and originally, we're from Poincapie Parish, but I lived in Urbanville all my adult life, raised my children and everything there. And I currently live now in French Settlement.
Okay. All right.
Laura Cluett. I live in French Settlement.
Okay.
Been here 20 years.
Okay. All right. So y'all are the siblings of Mary, right? And y'all, when he says he grew up in Point Capee and all that, for the listeners who are not from here, I call it across the river, right? So you got West Baton Rouge Parish, and then Point Capee is directly across from, St. Francis or West Feliciana Parish and stuff like that. So if you give it a little geographical information. Lori, tell me what kind of person Mary was.
Geez. Well, she was a mama, I think, to all of us. Even though she was the third born, she was the mama to all of us. She was...
It's okay. Cry you want. Take your time. She kind of looked out for all y'all.
Yeah.
That gives me goosebumps. No.
She was an angel. That's about the only way you really can describe her. She had oversight of all of us. And we grew up with not a lot. And she and my brother always made sure that we had. It was the type of family that if you had 6 of us and there was food, she'd give up her share to make sure that the younger ones ate. She was the kind that sacrificed her life to make sure that those that she loved had. And this was every person that she met.
Yeah.
I can remember so many things about her, but I think the most thing is I can remember her waking them up in the morning and dressing them and carrying them to the bus station. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, we're all pretty stair-step, so not a whole lot have changed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, she didn't wake us up to dress us. She actually dressed us while we were sleeping, but she gave.
Real life, real crime.
Making content is an essential part of what I do to keep this show going, but it hasn't always been a seamless creative process. When I started out on Facebook, I didn't know how to do backgrounds or use different pictures, stagger my posts. I didn't know anything. Then I found Canva Pro, and it lets me design anything like a pro on any device. Designing with Canva Pro is amazingly fast and fun. Choose from thousands of templates that are easy to customize or start from scratch. Canva Pro is a design platform that empowers you to create and share stunning content in just a few clicks. Canva Pro has endless premium fonts, photos, videos, and so much more that add personality and edge to whatever you're designing. I use it, y'all, my backgrounds. There's thousands of them you can choose from. Photographs, fonts, everything that I use. I like to change it up, and I'm on so many different social media pages now, and now we have the Real Life, Real Crime Community app, right? Canva Pro has all these images and tools to help you make professional-looking designs. Designing together has never been easier. Sharing, editing, and commenting in real time, Canva Pro helps you stay organized, on the same page, and on top of team projects. No more misplaced files or tedious back and forth. Plus, you and 4 teammates can unlock everything Canva Pro has to offer for just $12.99 a month. Y'all, I don't just use it. Cindy uses it. My daughter uses it. With Canva Pro's Content Planner, you'll save time planning, creating and posting social media content too. Pause scheduled posts and edit them at any time. My favorite Canva Pro feature is delaying of the post. So I can sit down and type out all these different posts and then schedule them through Canva Pro to be released at different times. It saves me a lot of time so I can bring you better content on Real Life, Real Crime. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use my promo code. Just go to canva.me/RLRC to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/RLRC. Canva.me/RLRC.
I remember trying to go back to college. So I was a grown woman at that point, had a child.
Right.
Life events had happened. And I went to college that day. There was like 100 people in the classroom. So I left because I couldn't feel like I could be around that many people.
Right.
I'm more of an introvert.
Right.
And the next day she went back to college with me.
That's great.
She was always gave you the support and the encouragement to make sure you knew that you could be anything that you wanted to be.
That's awesome.
That was, she was giving.
So she went back with you to help you know that things were okay. Be the big sister, and that's beautiful.
There are so many stories that we could tell.
Can you tell me more?
Mary was, I'm the oldest, but Mary was my mama.
Yeah.
She helped me through so many difficult times in my life. She never found no one blaming anybody. It's like losing your mother all over again.
Yeah.
When I lost my son, she was the one who made sure that I could get through day by day.
It's okay. It's all right.
Well, I think as you can hear, she was a supporter. I mean, she was someone who really, she didn't really judge, but we was kind of raised that way. You know, you kind of take people for the good. Not like, it wasn't that she was perfect. None of us are in this world. But she was a good person. I mean, she had a tough life, tough childhood, and she had a tough adulthood. I mean, she battled a lot of things with families and stuff, but she was a supporter. She stayed strong. She was an independent, strong person. For being such a small little woman, she was a scrapper, as we would say. She was someone who, would support. She had your back, and didn't matter if you was family or not. Once she loved you, you were family. That's right. So, we were very close, obviously, when it comes to things like that, you can drift, in families, you can drift apart at times, but when things are really important, or when things are, when you're up against a wall, you always knew you had someone like Mary, and she would be the one. She'd be the first one to call you and let you know she was there. Whatever you needed to do, she would support you. But she was also someone who believed in what was right. Mary wasn't someone who would, take a punt, say something to someone and let you take a cheap way out. If you was wrong, she'd call you out. She was blunt. She was honest about it.
Cool.
But she did it in a caring way. But she would also let you know you were wrong, and that you should do right by it. And I think that was that motherly instinct in her. I think she tried to nourish a lot of people when it came to that. I mean, she would be quick to stand by you. She loved you, but she would also let you know if you was
She'd tell you the
disappointed,
truth.
if you were
Right.
wrong, if you screwed up,
Right.
you know. So that was Mary in my way. In my view, she was always someone that you can go to and get an honest, non-biased opinion. She would give you the truth.
She's going to tell you how the cow ate the cabbage.
She'd tell you how the cow ate the cabbage.
For sure.
Yeah, and we were all raised that way, but she was definitely one that you would rely on for such knowledge and such.
Can you tell me?
Well, no, I mean, she was definitely that way. And you might not like what she had to say.
Right.
Might be mad at her for a little bit. But then she was still calling you the next day.
Right.
And she wasn't just there for siblings and her kids. I mean, all of our kids. She's made important things for them.
Yeah.
You know, so they're all having a hard time too.
Yeah.
Because she just was there for all of them. And we have a big family.
Right.
But she was there, for the most part, for the big accomplishments in all of our kids' lives.
Yeah. So she's a big giver,
For sure.
A giver, but honest, but she believed in doing what's right.
Yeah.
Right. And y'all all being here today is a testament to that, right? I know this is not easy, and my heart goes out to you. And it's a fraternity or it's a club that nobody wants to be a member of. They're having a loved one murdered, and no matter how many times I do it, or I cover them, or I worked them, it never gets any easier. But from what I just heard all y'all say. Hey y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin-baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/reallife. That's GOBBLE.com/real-life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement, it's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. I guarantee you, if it was one of y'all that had been murdered, she'd be the first one in this ring. And everything she said, believing in doing what's right, standing up and telling the truth, and letting you know how the cow ate the cabbage and all that. Well, guess what? Now it's time. Maybe I'll give up pieces of that back. You're doing it already by being here and having the courage to stand up and tell Mary's story. So I don't know. There's nothing I can say that's going to make it any easier. All right. But I always like to ask a question like this. So, what was her favorite thing to eat?
Everything.
Everything.
She was picky, but she still ate everything.
Could she cook good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people from across the river can.
But did she?
She cooked good gumbo.
That was her signature dish for Christmas and stuff, but she made the gumbo.
Right.
She ate everything and never gained an ounce.
No.
Really? Little.
We all gained it for her, watching her eat all the food.
It must have been all that caregiving and energy burning up.
She wasn't no bigger than a twig.
Yeah. Was she a happy person?
Yeah, she was a happy person. It's like last night, one of her granddaughters posted on Facebook that how she, she's going to miss her for Christmas because Mary gave up everything to make sure everyone else had. Yeah. I mean, literally, if it meant she worked all of her life, very hard, pretty much in the mortgage business, and didn't have anything to show for it because literally she gave it all away.
But it sounds like that's what made her happy, though.
It is. I mean, it is. She didn't like to see anybody go without, so she made sure all of her grandkids had Christmas, no matter what that meant. Yeah. No matter what she didn't have, and she went without probably most of her life. Yeah. And I don't mean your normal average, like a lot of people think they're sitting in a big house and 2 cars outside, and, doing well. Mary didn't live like that. She really lived very, very modest. I don't know how, almost poor. To be honest with you.
Maybe.
No, poor. No, probably poor.
Okay.
In today's time, probably,
Very
poor.
Yeah.
But yet worked and was a good employee, dedicated, right. But she constantly gave to everyone else.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
Okay.
But yes, she was a happy person.
All right. Wow. So let's talk about how old was she?
57.
57. Who wants to tell a little bit about the adult part of her life in the recent years, marriages or relationships or whatever she's. Yeah.
She was married. Say her name.
Yeah.
She was married to Gerald, but we call him Peanut Pusho, for 42 years. They met when she was 13, 12?
Something like that, around, yeah.
That's all.
And, yeah.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, they were
42 years is a long
young,
time.
yeah, and that was, I remember I had to go chaperone them on a date, the first date, because so they can go out to a movie, I think, to go see a movie back in the time when we would go to the movie or something, but yeah, went to high school together, and, and so, it was childhood sweethearts, really. I mean, that's really how I can best describe it. I mean, they fell in love and got married very young. I mean, Mary was, I think, right around 15 or
16, 15 or 16.
Close to 16 when they got married. It was a struggle because, nobody in really family wants someone to get married that young, but she was determined to do it. Like I said before, she was very independent, and she was someone she was going to do what she really wanted to do. And so she was very smart. She made really good grades in school, ran track, cheerleader, things like that. So it was kind of hard to see that happen at the time at the age it was, but it seemed really good, for her. That's what she wanted, and she was happy. So that's what you want in someone. So, but yeah, that from that till the time she died, she stayed married to the same person. They definitely had their difficulties, like a lot of marriages will have. And I guess that's really what's hard, is because the people that you have as in-laws, and I'm like double connected to them, because I ended up, my marriage was to my brother-in-law's aunt. So, by marriage, not through blood, but I was actually my brother-in-law's uncle by marriage, so to speak. So, so we would always be together. A lot of four of us would, when we was very young, me and my first wife, and which I stayed married to for 23 years, and that's where I lived in Irvinville. But we would always be a lot together. So with the kids and things like that, we were very close. Me and Mary were literally like a year apart. She was a year younger than me. So, and I was the only boy. So she, almost everywhere we went to school, she was in the same school as me. Just happened to be that way, whether it was in elementary, middle school, or high school. Me and her were pretty much always together. So it made it really where we were always really close. So she stuck by me a lot, so, and so, for her adult life, like I said, she was a hard worker. She loved her kids.
How many kids did she have?
She had 3. And so, very smart kids, very wonderful kids. But as most life will throw, they had difficulties. They got, a disease with drug addiction. And so they battled that, and still do in some cases. Right. And it took them down very dark roads that they probably wouldn't want to go down if they could have clear mind. But she, when I say sacrificed and loved her kids, that was one of the things. I mean, she would try to set them on the right page, try to have hard love, but still she would do whatever she could do to help them with their kids or anything else. So it was a very trying and stressful and disappointing times for her at times. Right. She was very private about certain things. She really didn't like to talk about the bad stuff. She'd rather talk about the good things and laugh and stuff. But there's a few times that she would confide in probably each one of us at our own time, not together, but about the challenges and the difficulties that she was having with children, life, marriage, everything, just like we all would, with being close siblings.
Right. Wow.
Real life, real crime.
Hey, ladies. Cindy and I travel a lot, and she's used to shaving with Athena Club's world-class razors with hyaluronic acid in them, right? And on the last trip we went on, she forgot her razor. Athena Club makes the best razors. She loves them. Well, guess what happened on this trip? She had to go buy a cheap razor, not a well-built razor, and she ended up nicking and cutting her legs, and it looked like crud. Athena Club's razor is designed with built-in skin guards to help prevent razor burn while being gentle on curves. The best part is the razor kit is only $9 and comes with 2 blade heads, a magnetic hook for shower storage, and your choice of handle color. Cindy loves the sky blue. The razor blade is surrounded by a water-activated serum with shea butter and hyaluronic acid, which is a holy grail for skincare. And the razor has 6 color options, but they also have black and white razors, which I've never seen before from other brands. Plus, you'll never have to worry about running out of refills or being stuck with dull, overused razors. You can choose how often replacement blades are sent to you with free shipping. That means fresh, ready-to-use razors always arrive right when you need them. Also, you have to try their Cloud Shave Foam. Cindy hadn't used shave foam in so long, but now that she's used a Cloud Shave Foam, she says it's a premium experience to nourish her skin while shaving. Show your skin you care with the Athena Club Razor Kit. Sign up today and you'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code RLRC. That's ATHENACLUB.com with promo code RLRC for 20% off. We've ordered an extra razor. Now she has one that she's packed in her luggage. She loves it. Go to athenaclub.com. Use promo code RLRC for 20% off. Okay, so let's go to, let's say, the last year or two. Where was she living before she moved? And
Well, they moved to Albany years ago. They lived in Urbanville when they got married, and then they, after I don't even know how many years, they moved to Livingston Parish, Denham Springs, and then they moved to Albany, pretty much trying to get their kids in a better situation, thinking that somehow that would maybe help. So they moved out to Albany. And a year before she passed, or so, they moved back to Urbanville.
But it's okay. I think it's important in the context, and when we talk in general, and certainly I don't have any direct knowledge of things, and nobody in this room was present in a room if somebody was doing something wrong or whatever. But first of all, let me say this, and everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Okay, and on a case like this, but there's back up. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but everybody that's in prison had to become a suspect at some point, and the case had to be worked, and then you get arrested or indicted, and you go to trial, or you plea out, and you go to prison. Okay, but on a story like this, I think it's important that we tell some of the base facts. We don't say names, or we won't even call them facts. You could tell if you're comfortable with saying what Mary told you the reason they moved from Albany back to Urbanville. The reason why, in the overall context of things, it's going to be important what we tell about what happened. Okay.
Her husband, Peanut, was having an affair. They moved away from Albany back to Urbanville to get away from the female that he was having the affair with.
And you know this how? Or y'all know this?
Well, I know this because Mary told me, and he admitted it to me himself.
Okay. And he told you also. Okay. So it's common knowledge then.
Yes.
Not only did she tell y'all, but he admitted it to at least some of y'all, and so that was going on in Albany with whomever. We won't say names or what have you, even though y'all certainly know. So they moved from Albany back to Irwinville. Sounds kind of like a pattern, maybe like you were saying, sir, that they moved to the LP to help maybe try to get the kids in a different situation, away from the narcotic scene, what have you, to Denham and then to Albany. And then now he's had this affair, and to take themselves out of that situation, or maybe to take the temptation away from him from doing that or whatever, they moved back to Irwinville. And when did they move back to Irwinville?
It was 2 years? 2 years before she passed.
Okay. But I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound really hard. This I can prove. or at least this is what the state of Louisiana says. She didn't just pass; she was murdered.
No, you're right.
And that I don't want the people to lose sight of that. We have the death certificate that
Correct.
she was murdered by she was strangled, and that's why we're in this room today.
Yes.
Right? And but I understand it's easier for you to say pass, right? I get that. So they moved back to Irwinville, and what happens?
He had a year-long affair, so they moved back to Irwinville. She was trying to
Make it work.
make it work. She was
42
having-
years is a long time,
Exactly.
right?
I can't even begin to imagine.
Right,
I've
right.
never had that, so I didn't judge her for that. Did tell her when she asked my opinion that I don't think I could, but again, I'm not her, and I've never been in a 42-year marriage to say what I would or wouldn't do, so that I would back her whatever she chose to do. So they moved back. She was not happy there. She didn't want to go back. She didn't want to leave her home, even though it wasn't much of one, it was hers. But she went because it was just, she thought maybe it would be easier. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess. And so she moved back, and they moved they rented a mobile home. Actually a mobile home that has been in their family, in Peanut's family, for, I don't even know what year this mobile home is. Probably 1920 or something, I don't know.
No, but it's been a while. It's an older home.
It's an older
But
single
it was their
wide.
family home. Yeah.
But it was
Trailer, yeah.
one of their family. His mother passed away there. His sister passed away there.
In that home?
In that
Wow.
mobile home, correct. And she hated it. She was miserable. But
And you know this because y'all talked all the time.
we did. We talked on a daily basis. Sometimes multiple times a day.
Well, and she always talked about moving out this way,
Yeah.
back to where we all were.
And she struggled with it. I mean, this wasn't, she didn't just move. She actually moved out the house for a while before they did that. She actually, while I was in Germany for 3 years, she stayed in, I had a little investment house that we had here, and that I actually live in right now. She actually stayed in it for a while. And it gave her peace, she said, and it gave her time to think what she wanted to do. So she confided a lot, with me through text and a few, face-to-face phone calls that you can do while you're international. So we would have video calls and stuff like that, and I would show her snow and stuff like that, snow, and it would, and basically she felt like it was good. So I would go to places like this or see certain things. I would try to video call her if I could and let her see something, because she felt like she was living it through our eyes, if you will.
Vicariously.
Yeah, she again, she was very happy that someone in the family was getting a chance to do these things. Yeah. So she had a time to kind of sit and reflect and what she wanted to do, and she told me it was not something she really wanted to do, but it was 40-something years, right? So
right.
You're going to try to make it work,
Right.
and she knew how close I was to my brother-in-law, and I think it kind of helped her at times to talk to me and look, from a man's perspective, being our only brother, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I actually said, people make mistakes. You try to move on. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Things that she would already know, but it was good to hear someone else maybe say it.
Right.
And
Well, you were supporting her at that
I was
time.
trying to support her.
Right.
That's right. And I would support her, and she was able to live there if she wanted to live there, and she knew that. But then she told me that she was going to go ahead and try to give it another shot and make the best of it.
Okay.
We talked a lot. I lived in Tennessee, and so we probably do a lot more by like text message, that type of thing, or talk on the phone late at night. She was not. She was going back, but there was not trust there at all, and she at all did not feel as though the relationship had ended, even though they had moved to Overville.
You mean the affair he was having in Albany that he disclosed that he had?
Right. She had come up to my place a couple of times, and we had talked because the future was looking as though they were going to travel together, and they were coming to Kentucky, which is very close to where I live. And so we had made a bunch of plans together. I knew that she was checking his phone. There was a lot of doubt there. There was still a lot of arguments going on between them over the affair. There was times that he left.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of the LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
O'Reilly.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
He would be gone for a while. That didn't make sense with the story per se that he would share with her. So she was keeping her eyes very open.
Right.
And she had full intentions of coming up there, even though they had bought a travel trailer, that she would have her car. And that, and she came out and told me that if she needed to leave, she had a way.
Right.
I knew my brother-in-law, if that's what you want to call him at this point, had a drinking problem. And that drinking problem went back from when they were first together. When my sister and him got married, I lived practically at their house in Smithfield and Irvinville, and he drank tons. and he was extremely violent. This was, everybody in the community knew. So this was a history. So part of them moving away also from Urbanville to begin with was to get away from some of these family dynamics and some, hopefully to hit the reset button, so to speak.
Right.
Which kind of got them moving more towards Denham Springs. Before they moved to Urbanville, I was aware that my brother-in-law had started back drinking.
Okay.
Did I personally see him drink? No, because I was living in Chattanooga, but my sister had made me aware, and she would call me late at night. Sometimes we'd be on the phone 1 o'clock in the morning, and he'd be pulling in, and she'd say, I gotta go, I gotta go. She would pretend that she was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Real life, real crime.
Hey y'all, let me tell you about Warby Parker, the new concept in eyewear. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and a lofty goal to create boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point, offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores, offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. Glasses start at $95, including the prescription lenses. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pair of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. It ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Don't let your FSA or HSA dollars go to waste. Put them to good use on Warby Parker's prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try 5 pair of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/RLRC. Look, y'all, I took the Warby Parker quiz. I ordered my try-on at-home vision kit. It arrived with 5 different pairs of glasses. I picked the styles that I used after taking the quiz that Warby Parker said might be right for my face. And so I got them in, tried them on. I actually like 3 out of the 5 so much I wanted to buy all 3 pair, but I picked the one I like. Warby Parker styles range from extra narrow to extra wide to fit all face shapes. They're awesome. They fit my face just right. It was easy. They fit great. The quality glasses are great, and the program just couldn't be any easier. Warby Parker also carries a wide variety of contact lens brands, including AccuView and Biofinity. You can save 15% on your first order of contacts, no promo code needed. Blue light filtering lenses are now available. They filter more blue light than their standard polycarbonate or high index lenses. Warby Parker partners with nonprofits like Vision Spring to ensure that for every pair of glasses sold, a pair is distributed to someone in need. Y'all, the only glasses I'm ever going to see again, that you're ever going to see me wear again, is Warby Parker's. Try 5 pair of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/RLRC. Okay.
So I say that because there's a long history there.
Yeah, this was I want to ask you. You said about the long history of the drinking, but he said violence, and it was known. Was he ever arrested for domestic violence or anything, or?
No, he was never arrested, to my knowledge, for domestic violence, especially when he was younger, which is me. Know a little bit more along that lines than what I do. I was just there to see it at that time.
But you say you've actually witnessed it.
Yes.
And physical putting
his hands on her.
I think we all pretty much have.
So, or were we talking about just like throwing around or fists or choking? What do you tell me?
Well, it was one of the main things that he had a habit of doing was choking her. It was actually his go-to. Was grabbing and choking, slinging, throwing against a wall, having you up against a wall and punch the wall on the side of you, that sort of kind of thing.
So the listeners couldn't see what you just did. When you said throw against the wall, you were holding your hand up like it be around her neck.
Yeah.
So when you put against the wall, you've seen this, hands around, and y'all, they can't hear your head shakes, but they're numerous of them are shaking their heads in agreement. So you've seen him put her up against the wall by the throat.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That they could be in the bedroom and he would shove her across, to where she fell down onto the bed, and he would get on top of her. So sometimes he would hit her, and sometimes he would strangle her.
Okay, and y'all have actually seen this.
Yes,
This
I
is,
stayed there with
and
him.
you stayed there with him. And you've seen it, and you've seen it.
I would go in and out
Right.
of Smithfield. I would stay there because at that time I was in.
This was sorry.
Go ahead.
This was a rage for him when he drank. I mean,
Yes.
this was a common. It was something that they boasted on in the community of his craziness.
So
to
it
speak.
kind of saying a mean drunk.
Yeah, he was a mean
Okay.
drunk.
He would pick fight, go to bars and
Yeah.
have big fights and things, and Lucius may know more about that because he was probably seen a lot more in the bars than what I did. I saw more of the home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peanut, knowing him from very young. I've been knowing Peanut since we was in Pee Wee baseball together, so Peanut was someone who couldn't drink. And if he was here today, sitting here, he would admit that. He can't drink.
Can't handle it.
He can't handle it.
Right.
And they know that. There's not a person that's in the family, whether it's Mary's side or his side, or even in the community, that would not tell you that.
Safe to say that it's not a person that's seen him drink that knows
Right.
he can't handle his liquor.
Matter of fact, it's been the other way around. Usually, if you hung around Peanut long enough drinking, then you've seen him fight, and you may even been involved in it.
Right. Gotcha.
We were so close. I was one of the ones that we never fought. Me and him
Right.
personally.
Right.
We grabbed each other, pushed each other, but never threw licks. But and that was a miracle. Most people in the family would say it was because we were closer than brothers.
Yeah.
We really were. But he had a long history of when he drank. He was very violent and can be very violent. Didn't matter whether it was people or animals.
Right.
When he drank.
Really?
Okay. So.
Animals meaning like kick the
Hunting
dog.
dogs or
Okay.
anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
it's kind of a known thing, so.
When he quit drinking, the family all used to just laugh about it because he had quit
Right.
drinking for so many years.
Well, he quit drinking because of the violence.
Yes.
Because he was a sheriff deputy, and not a road deputy, but he was the warden for the jail. And so it was common knowledge of his violence. And so he actually got released because of a fight that he had with his uncle, which was his mother's brother. And they argued, and he actually stabbed him 3 times in the chest. So threw him in the back of the truck, took him to his mother's, and that's when they had to take him to the hospital, of course, and call the ambulance and stuff like that to try to save the uncle, which he did. He wasn't killed, and he refused to press charges because it was family.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I'm sorry. Back to where was he warden? Which parish?
West Baton Rouge.
West Baton Rouge Parish. Okay, and then he stabbed
His uncle.
during a drinking episode.
Yes.
Stabbed him 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I think it was 3, but he
yeah,
definitely stabbed
well,
him
he definitely stabbed him.
a couple times in the chest. Yes.
And I mean,
He almost died on the
Yeah.
way
He
to the
was
hospital.
knocked out several of his teeth with a crowbar.
really,
Yeah.
knocked out his teeth with a crowbar and stabbed him.
Yeah.
All right, and thank God.
Well, and in his defense, the uncle came at him with a knife
Okay,
in a fight,
right.
and he grabbed the crowbar, knocked his teeth out, went through one side of the mouth and out the other side,
Jeez.
and he dropped the knife, so he grabbed it, stabbed him, and then threw him in the back of the truck.
Right.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
That's the type of peanut.
But that's when, after he got arrested and was put in jail, West Baton Rouge jail, and that's when the sheriff released him
Okay.
at that time.
Okay. And this has been a while ago, or
Oh yeah, that was,
a long time ago?
25 years, 30 years ago.
yeah, I can't remember the year, but it was maybe 80s, something like that, the early 80s, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but that's when he quit drinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
cold turkey. Never took another drink, and that I was aware of, and because he knew that if he ever drank again, that it would probably
Right.
be to his demise. And until recently,
Right.
that I think a lot of us was made aware that he had started drinking again, which I got concerned about. I think a lot of people would get concerned about if they knew he would drink again because he couldn't handle
Right.
liquor, and he was very violent when he drank.
Right.
You know,
And basically the demons came out when he drank it.
Yeah.
And even he recognized
oh
this
yeah, and
himself.
it was a disease. I mean,
Right, right.
it really was. I mean, someone who can't to drink to that level, it's a disease for them.
So let me ask y'all this: we moved back to Irwinville to get away from the affair in Albany, and the drinking started back.
The drinking had already started back.
Oh, it already started.
She told me the drinking had started. She was sure it started around the same time that he started having the affair.
Okay.
Realized that it was our mother who helped him kick the habit. We grew up with a very extreme alcoholic. Just to give you some background, because I'm sure people will be saying, well, why did she stay with him? But we grew up with an extreme alcoholic father. There was all types of abuse that you only read about. At least I hope only most people read about it, but we actually endured it. And that went on for a lot of years. So this was common, or maybe common's not the word that I'm looking for, but it was almost comfortable. It was normal. It's what
Yeah.
we
It's
didn't
what
know
she
it was
knew.
different.
it's what
Yeah,
right.
right.
It's what we all knew, and it's definitely what she knew, especially going from all of that
Well,
straight into a
especially
relationship at 13.
right at the young of age.
Right.
That's obviously y'all have your own families and done your own things. So not everybody that is a victim of abuse grows up to be abusers, or whatever. Right? There's
Right.
your survivors, but at her young ages, it sounded like she even had the chance to know anything different. Right?
No.
Okay.
And our mother passed in 2002.
Sorry.
So she did. We all adored Peanut. I think this is very hard for us, period. But he was sober for over 30 years, to all of our knowledge. He was sober for over 30 years, but he was away from Irwinville.
Okay, and y'all talked. Mary would have told you, and she told you when the drinking started.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to Irwinville, and what I'd like to do now is we're gonna wrap up this first session, listeners, but we're gonna wrap it up with the preface of what happened in Irwinville. And this would have been before any of y'all knew about it. And what happened was on March the 29th, a 911 call was placed from their residence.
Yes.
Okay. And when we're in this episode with this 911 call, and what I want y'all to do is, as listeners, listen to this, and the next episode, we're going to start with everything that happened or hasn't happened in this investigation. Okay?
What's that, Ridge 911? Where is your emergency?
Ma'am, I got an emergency on Patricia Street, Irvingville.
What's the address?
124. Hold on.
What's the address?
Hold on, ma'am. On 12453 Patricia Avenue.
12453 Patricia Avenue?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What's going on?
My mama is going. She's cold. She's going cold. She's sick. And no, I need an ambulance.
Okay, take a couple deep breaths for me. She's cold, you said?
All right, please.
Your grandmother is cold?
Yes, she's not breathing.
Does she have a pulse?
Does she have a pulse, Bob? No, she don't have a pulse.
Okay, hold on one. Is she on hospice?
No, she's not on hospice.
Okay, hold on 1 second for
She
me.
got COPD.
What's your name?
Tyler Stazon.
All right, Tyler, hold on 1 second. I'm going to transfer you over to Katie and while I get the fire department in right, okay?
Come on, please get up.
What's that, Ridge Dispatch for the transfer? The address is 12453 12453 Patricia Avenue. Your cross street is Caulfield.
All right. And what's going on there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Tell me what's
I need a help over here at 12453 Patricia Avenue in Irvingville. My mom's not breathing. I need somebody here right now.
Okay, she's on the floor right now. Where?
Yes, she's on the floor, man. Right now, she's not breathing. She has no pulse.
When's the last time anybody saw her?
My mom was in here with her last night.
Okay,
She was
last
doing
night?
fine walking clothes.
And is she cold to the touch right now?
Yes, she's cold to the touch, buddy. I need help right now.
Okay, I got him heading that way. How old is she?
She's 57.
57?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, they're sitting there to help you out, buddy. They should be there shortly.
Yes, sir. I need help.
Any kind of medical problem?
She has COPD, buddy.
Okay.
6 years. All right. Just got to get somebody in here as fast as y'all can, please.
Yeah, they're on the way. What is your name, sir?
I'm Joseph Tyler Stazon.
All right, Mr. Joseph. And a phone number for you.
625 6 years.
All right, sir. I got the ambulance to help you out, okay?
Okay. Spin them quick, buddy.
All right. Thanks, sir.
As you know, LOPA, Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency, is my jam. We're back on my 1,000%. And be a hero, give the gift of life, or sight, or all that good stuff that they do. And if you are a lifer from
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Sao Paulo, give me another one.
Point Coupé Parish.
If you're a lifer from Point Coupé Parish and you want to sign up, go to lopa.org, take a minute, sign up, be a hero, give it the gift of life. And I'm Woody Overton, your host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. Until next time or ever, don't let me catch you down on Murder by You. Peace.
Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Real Life, Real Crime is a true crime podcast brought to you by Woody Overton and executive producer Toby Tomplay in conjunction with iHeartRadio and Cloud 10 Media.